Hey Rockstars, what's going on? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And a lot of the stuff that we talk about here on my channel is about all the positives and making money and all the good things that we do over here on the channel and that a lot of you all are doing. But sometimes it's necessary to talk about some negative stuff. And I mean negative as in not the community. I mean negative in the reselling and like buying and selling and mistakes that people make, mistakes that I have made way back in the day, mistakes that I occasionally still make, and mistakes that I see a ton of new sellers. Because remember, this channel isn't just helping a lot of you guys that are advanced sellers, because I have a lot of videos for the advanced sellers, tips and tricks, but I have a lot of new sellers who've just started eBay, this week, this month, this year. Maybe they started today. So we kind of want to help them out, and I occasionally want to put out some videos. Maybe I'll schedule them to go out overnight, and in the middle of the day or the afternoon or dinner time, we'll do our normal video where all of us get together and do live shows or do videos that are geared towards everybody. But I do want to put out some videos to kind of help the newer sellers or the people that are still trying to get out of those bad habits and bad mistakes. So I'm just going to jump into 10 mistakes that I have either made personally when I started, that I still make to this day once in a blue moon, or that I see a lot of the sellers making in my Facebook group or here on the YouTube channel, or when they ask me, via email to look at their store, the mistakes that I see they're making. So let's jump into it. 10 mistakes that I see from a ton of eBay sellers. So mistake number one that I see a ton of sellers make is that they don't respond to questions from potential buyers, or they don't respond to them in the first 24 hours. They take days and days, and by that time you've probably lost the buyer. And if you don't respond at all, there's almost a great chance that you're not going to turn it into a buyer. Now, a lot of the questions that I do respond to don't end up being buyers, but a lot of them do. So just make sure that you respond to them. You guys can see I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them right there. I responded to all 6 of those. 5 of them were direct responses, and the 6th one right here was just a duplicate of the first question, and I responded to both questions right here in this one. So just make sure you're responding to your messages, and that definitely goes for anybody asking for a return or somebody that opens a return section. Just respond to your customers. Always respond to your customers, because they're the ones that are going on to eBay, spending their money, clicking that PayPal button, and ultimately paying your bills. So make sure you always respond to your questions, return requests, anything of that nature. Okay, so mistake number 2 that I see is people overpaying for shipping. So I've got an item up here that we have to ship out tomorrow. We sold it for $12. I paid like $1 for it, and it's a first class. It's going to go 10 ounces. So we're going to go ahead and click on 10 ounces, and it's going to pop up and show us that this costs $3.46 to ship. Now I see a ton of people who are choosing something like priority mail because they don't know the difference between priority or first class. You can see here a 10-ounce priority mail is going to cost $7, an extra $3.58. So just by knowing the differences in shipping, and this is basically just shipping 101, learning, the differences. Even if we were going regional, let's say this was a heavier one, it might go cheaper regional. It might go more expensive, small flat rate box. If this item fit in a small flat rate and was over £1. There you go, $6.25. So learning the different shipping options and learning how to control them and what goes what way, which I have, plenty of shipping videos on, will save you, $3, $4, $5 a package times a couple packages a day times 100 packages a month. You can see how this really adds up. So mistake number 2 is overpaying for shipping. Okay, mistake number 3, which I don't think is a terrible mistake that a lot of people make, but if you do sell something expensive, let's say this was a $122 or $322 item, make sure that you come down here and add signature confirmation, and if it's breakable, add insurance. I only do this for expensive dates or prices and boxes of things that I've sold for a lot of money. Now, you're not required to do signature until it's $750. But if it's over like $1 or $150 for me, or I just don't feel comfortable about it, I will always add signature confirmation. It's just an extra layer of protection. So that's number 3, is not putting signature on expensive items. I think it's a big mistake. And I think that you definitely should add signature if it's, a 3-digit item or more. Some people have a less tolerance. Like some people say anything over 50. Some people won't do it unless it's required, which is 700 or 750. It used to be 250, but now it's much higher. I always say 3-digit item, it's getting signature, always. Okay, mistake number 4 is running out of shipping supplies, whether it's boxes or tape or bubble wrap or envelopes or whatever it is. Running out of shipping supplies is mistake number 4, and a ton of people make it. So this one kind of is straightforward. I don't need to explain it. Make sure you know that if you're shipping 10 items a day, 300 a month, and you've only got 300 envelopes left, or 300 mixed box envelopes, whatever it is you use, that you make sure you always have at least a 30-day supply, so you know exactly how many you need. 60-day supply is better. We typically have about a 60-day supply on hand. Sometimes when I make orders, we'll end up with like 90 or more, but we never get that low. We never ever run out, except for like once or twice ever in years, where the USPS has been delayed in shipping us padded flat rates, or my toners never showed up, things like that happen, or randomly something stops working or breaks and I have to go get a replacement of whatever it is. So make sure you have the proper amount of shipping supplies, and supplies just in general, tape and pens and ink and everything that you need. Okay, now mistake number 5 is one I see a ton of people do, and it's not leaving enough of a balance in your PayPal account to pay for your shipping labels or your eBay fees or expenses or supplies that you need. Always calculate how much you need for your labels, give or take, like times the labels, $3 times 10 labels, 30 bucks, leave 35 in there. Calculate up your eBay fees. Some people like to pay them daily, some people like to pay weekly, some people like to pay monthly. However often you pay your PayPal fees, make sure, or your eBay fees, make sure you leave that amount of money in PayPal, along with your shipping label money, and along with any money you might need to order supplies off eBay or to make a purchase off eBay, and only withdraw to your bank account the amount that you can afford to withdraw after all those expenses. You got to pay for the important stuff first, and then you got to strive to make enough sales to have extra money to transfer over to your bank account. So number 5 is not leaving enough money in PayPal. Okay, for number 6, I thought this was a funny picture. This is like a guy in a warehouse looking for his items, and it's lost inventory. We all do it. We all lose track of a piece of merchandise. It happens to all of us. This would probably be the one on the list that happens to me occasionally because we have so many pieces. 9 times out of 10, we find it. It takes a little time, but once in a blue moon, I'd say once every 3 or 4 months, there's one piece that I just can't find and I have to cancel an order, or I have to contact a buyer and offer him a refund or an exchange for something else I have for sale or something. So losing inventory is a mistake that everybody makes, and you got to do your best to keep track of the inventory. Whatever way you do it, a bin, a closet, whatever it is, try to keep track of that inventory. So number 6 is losing inventory. Okay, so number 7 is going to be spelling errors in your titles. And in fact, there's a website called typohound.com. You can search for an item and it will come up with eBay results of all the misspelled items. So I just did a Tommy Bahama and it comes up with 2 sets of results, 71 and 43. So we just open that in a new tab and check it out. Tommy Bahama, two M's. Look, Tonmi, misspelled. Tommy, tons of misspelled. Tommy Bahama. Look, all these misspelled. This is something we all do, and I've been caught doing it as well. Here's another set of them. Tommy Banama, Tommy Babama, 770 with 8 shipping, 1570 shipping is not a bad price on that shirt actually. But you can see how misspelling can really cause you an issue. So make sure you don't do number 7. Spell all your titles right, guys. Spell your descriptions right. Spell everything right. Don't do any errors. And while we're on the subject of misspelling, how about typoing your prices? What if you put this up at $240 and you thought it was $24? You're never going to sell it. Or worse, what if you accidentally put it at $2.49 instead of $24.99? Number 8 is typos in your pricing. Don't mess up the pricing. And this goes back to my subject on my video the other day where I said always double check your listings. Always double check them. Don't want to mess up pricing. So number 8 is screwing up your pricing. And kind of sticking to that same topic, overpricing items. So let me show you guys. Here's a new tag Tommy Bahama Lost in Swinging in Paradise 2017 anniversary Ed Camp shirt 3XL. He's got it up for $330 plus 22 shipping, $352. Look, it's a nice shirt. It's new with tags. It's collectible. It's anniversary. It's an awesome shirt. But I don't believe that shirt is $350. Awesome. Here's another one. Good Chill to All, used, $333. Now, some of these are rare and they're very hard to find, but I don't believe they're that rare. Here's a vintage green floral Hawaiian football camp silk shirt from Tommy Bahama, $300. You're just not going to sell it. So make sure you're, pricing your stuff for quality and bringing in good buyers, but not just killing yourself to where you'll never sell an item. So number 9 is pricing things entirely too high. Okay, finally, number 10 is overpaying for your merchandise. Now, I know a lot of people don't have the Goodwill outlets, they don't have Salvation Army, and they have to pay up for some stuff, and that's fine. But make sure that you're not overpaying. It's better to buy no inventory if it's too much than to buy inventory that you're going to lose money on. I would much rather break even and not buy anything than lose money any day of the week. So if you go over here to the sourcing guidance in the growth tab, you can see this is like women's tops and blouses, which I've discussed before, previously. 84% under $20. So that means after $20, if you sell all your shirts for $20 with fees and shipping, now that's total 20. That includes the shipping, whether it's 15 and 5 or $19.99 and free. You're only going to get $20 combined total price. So after you pay to ship that thing $3 and after you pay your $3 in fees, you're only going to be left with $13 or $14 at best in most cases. So if all the stuff you're buying is $5 and $10, $5 is okay, but if you're paying 10, that's not okay. $10 to make 3 or 4 is bad. If you're buying it for 5 and you're able to make 8 or 9, that's not too bad. But make sure that, let's say you're selling stuff for 15 and only netting 8. Well, now you can't pay 5 or 6 or $7 for it. You got to be paying $1 or $2. So just make sure you're buying right. You're not overpaying for the inventory. You're not just going out to buy inventory because you're struggling or you're desperate or you're frustrated and you just want to buy stuff just to buy it. Make sure you're paying the right amount of money. Look up the solds, look up the completeds, look up the actives to see what you're up against in competition. Look at these sourcing guidance, price breakdowns. Do all of your research on your merchandise and start learning it and remembering it so you can just burn through the overpriced thrift stores and get to where the good money is. So guys, that's 10 mistakes I see a lot of you guys and girls making each and every day. I see it in the group, I see it in emails, I see it in messages, YouTube channel, comments, everywhere. And it's a couple mistakes that I still make to this day and that a lot of my more experienced sellers make. So just keep these in mind when you're out shopping, out sourcing, out listing. Just double check yourself. A lot of this is common sense. Go over yourself, go back over things, and you'll eliminate 90% of this stuff. Hopefully this helps a lot of you new sellers, and if so, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. If you want to add any mistakes that you see other people or yourself making, please feel free to put it in the comment section below, and I will try to point it out for other people who are reading. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you next time. Make sure you check out the description box down below my video for all the important links. My eBay store, Amazon, all that good stuff are all linked down below. Thank you as always, and I'll see you next time.